Let's switch gears here for a minute. You used to fill in for Alex Jones. You did a couple times on his shows, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about how that went for you and what happened afterward with Alex's wife, what she said to you.
Well, I used to be on Genesis Communications Network, and I was asked in October of 2003, I believe, or 2004. It's 2003.
Okay.
I was asked in October 2003 to fill in for him for 3 days, which I did. I got no pay for it. It was just more a professional courtesy, and I filled in for him. And at the end of the third day, at the last hour, Alex's wife chastised me because the video sales had dropped, and she was upset because the sales had dropped. She didn't feel that I had pushed the videos hard enough.
Now we've been talking.
I was kind of disappointed because I did not get a thank you.
Really?
For filling in for Alex during that time.
Well, not only didn't you get a thank you, you actually got chastised for doing this. And, we've brought this up on our show before, and we said that, there's nothing wrong with selling products and making the public aware of them. But we said on this show, it's like a psychic driving where they just pound it into your head.
And you know what, Michael? His show is really long. For somebody to take that many hours out of their day to do a courtesy for someone else.
To get yelled at.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I was very disappointed in that, and and again, Alex, I called Alex. I didn't get a return phone call from him. I didn't get a thank you from him. And it was like I was disappointed because of that. What happened with that? But the thing is that when I was on that network, I got a lot of emails and a lot of response from people when I did the fill-in for him. And of course, some people complain about his abrasive way of delivering his message, but my response always was, well, that's Alex, that's his shtick.
That's everybody's response.
And we're all supposedly working for the same thing here.
Right.
But it seems like the money, though, takes much more precedence on that show than on any other show we've ever heard on the internet or in the alternative media. It just seems to be right at the forefront.
Well, I'm sure you guys are aware of it too in your venture and mine. We do have to make money to try and keep the program going because all of us are not in the mainstream, and of course we can't get an AT&T or somebody like that.
Well, none of us are retiring tomorrow, that's for sure.
Exactly. And I think the thing is that what we find is that working in the alternative media, we're not the favored sons and daughters of the country when it comes to the mainstream population and how they perceive us. My thing has always been to basically, you struggle at this. I'm happy to struggle. It's like I've got a firm commitment with myself that I would never get involved in anything that would compromise the truth.
Right.
And that is why it's so important. And even if we're struggling, which we all are, we still are somewhat effective in getting our message out.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this too. You don't work for GCN anymore, correct?
I never worked for them.
Okay, but you don't do a show there?
My program has always been owned by me. They were a distributor of my program.
Okay.
But I'm not with them anymore, no.
What's going on with your archives?
I'm sorry?
Your archives, GCN?
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the deal, okay? GCN was never allowed or authorized to sell archives of my show, of the Closer Look show. I discovered about 4 months ago, I got an email from a listener who told me they had been listening to a archive of the month of July of last year and had some questions.
Wow.
And they indicated to me that they had purchased a DVD from GCN of an entire month of my shows.
What are they selling them for, Michael?
The guy told me that they were selling, he paid, I think he said $30 or $40 or something for that. I don't have the exact amount.
And how much money did you make off of that?
Nothing. Now, see, this is why I'm very disappointed in GCN and their behavior, because even after I'm gone from the network, they are still making money off of my archives.
So they've been doing this how many months now?
I don't know, because, again, I turned this over to my attorney. He is dealing with them. He's sending them a cease and desist letter and demanding an accounting of everything that they have sold of A Closer Look.
Well, hopefully
the thing is that I find it's very, very unprofessional,
unethical,
if they are not, they don't own my show.
Yeah.
So they do not own the archives.
It sounds
but it shows you what kind of mentality they may have if they go cavalierly about selling the archives and not even reporting it to me.
And Michael, that's what we brought up yesterday. We said, do you think that the mainstream media became this cesspool overnight? Well, it didn't. There was a lot of good people that turned their heads and didn't do anything as it went into this sewer. And we're trying to tell people that if we want to lose the alternative media, if we want it to become the same cesspool, then all we have to do is turn our heads and not say anything either.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's so important because we don't have anything else. If we lose this alternative media, there is nothing else.
Right. Well, see, Victor, you're absolutely right. Because, see, first of all, if we ever hope to succeed at getting the message out and gaining, an audience, we have to have our integrity. We have to tell the truth.
You're so
we can't
right.
act like the people in the mainstream media.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We want everybody out there right now watching this show to stand up and give this guy a standing ovation because this is...